Had enough of Chicago or the entire state of Illinois? You're not alone. Keep watching. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to The World According to Briggs. Today we're continuing our series on what states are losing people and where they're going in those states. Illinois is one of those states losing residents. Just like New York, with New York City, about 90% of the people moving out of the Prairie State are leaving one place, Chicago. Chicago is on the shore of Lake Michigan and became a booming city after the Civil War, attracting immigrants and freed blacks from the South during the second half of the 19th century. Since then, Chicago and Illinois have gained population every single census. That is until now. It is estimated that the state of Illinois has lost from 200,000 to 250,000 in population since 2010, with the vast majority leaving Chicago for greener pastures. Why are they leaving? Opportunity, taxes, and violence. Chicago often leads the country in the number of homicides. If you look at the stats and go by per capita, like stats are done, they aren't that bad. In 2018, they were ranked 17th in homicides per capita, but the sheer number, they were number one. That's because they have far more residents than any other city in the worst 25. But the actual number is really high and it's shocking. So every single year, when those numbers come out, the media and politicians use it so they can get clicks or they can get votes or whatever, and they don't give you the actual stat. But this video is about what cities in the most popular states are these people landing when they put Illinois in the rearview mirror. Let's take a look. Number 10, Minnesota. Minnesota is number 10 on our list with a little over 4,500 moving to the Gopher State. 4,500 people isn't a lot, but the ones that do move are looking for a better and more affordable life. The natural environment is another reason stated by why people are relocating to the land of 10,000 lakes. All but about 1,000 moved to the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul. The rest filtered out to the different rural areas and now live on ponds and lakes and fish and stare at the lake or the water they bought property on. Number 9, Iowa. If you want to raise a family in a nice, safe, family-friendly environment, Iowa is a great place to look at. Other than parts of Des Moines, Iowa has extremely low crime, and most of the schools are places you'd want to send your kids to. When you're comparing home prices to living in Chicago, let's say, you will laugh at the home prices here. You probably didn't think prices could get that low. The median home value in the most expensive city of Des Moines, Iowa is about $115,000. In Chicago, a crappy neighborhood with bullet holes in the walls, the median home value there is $260,000. Get into a good area, it's like $500,000 to well over $1 million. 8,000 people made their way to the Hawkeye State, and about 4,000 now call Des Moines home, while about another 2,000 stopped and stayed in Davenport. Now, I like Davenport. I've been there a few times. It's a nice city. Nice, relaxing. River's right there. You can have a good time staying in Davenport. Number 8, New York. The Empire State has a lot of people leaving, but it doesn't mean some poor saps aren't confused or dumb enough to move there. 8,900 Illinois residents thought they'd give New York a try, and I'm really not sure why they did that. It makes zero sense. Maybe they were tired of thick pizza, wanted some of that New York style pizza. I don't know. About 75% of the incoming people that came from Chicago ended up in New York City for work. Yeah, that's what most of them said. Like 75% of the people that moved to New York City said they're only there for work. No other reason. And if you are moving there for work, it better be a well-paying job. You need a very well-paying job to live in New York City. But about 6,500 relocated to New York City, with most of the rest going rural on us. New York State has some really nice rural areas. It's not all city. In case you've never been out there, New York State is a really beautiful state. It's just expensive. Number 7, Michigan. In 2019, about 9,200 Chicago refugees crossed Lake Michigan for a better life. May not seem like it, but it was a smart move in most cases. Other than Detroit and Flint, Michigan, it's a really nice state. The Wolverine State is an affordable option for people that have been gouged by their state and local governments for far too long. No single city got an overwhelming amount of Chicago transplants. They spread out to Grand Rapids, Saginaw, Traverse City, Muskegon, and some of the many rural towns that Michigan has to offer. Michigan is a really nice state. Honestly, once you get past Detroit and Flint, this is one of the best states. I know it doesn't seem like it because all the focus seems to be on Flint and Detroit, but yeah, it's not a bad state. Number 6, Texas. Look at that, Texas. Everyone else is moving there. Why not Illinoisans? Illinoisans? Is that what they call them? That doesn't sound right. I feel awkward saying Illinoisans. Anyway, people from Illinois are moving there. Texas is the overall most moved to state over the last few years. I mean, from all states, not just Illinois. A little over 13,000 Illinois residents moved to the Lone Star State in 2019, with about 7,000 starting their new life in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro area. Houston picked up about 2,000, while San Antonio and Austin collected a little over 1,000 each. So why are so many people moving to Texas? It's awesome right now. Why not? Good jobs, low taxes, decent homes for a fair price. Texas is booming right now, and it shows by the migration patterns of people in the United States. Number 5, Florida. And here's another popular relocation destination, the Sunshine State, Florida. Like the New Yorkers and Californians, after Miami getting about 3,000 people from Illinois, the rest of the 14,000 that moved here from Illinois spread out to the different metro areas: Tampa, Fort Myers, Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Jacksonville. So what's the appeal of Florida? Weather, beaches, and shorts with pockets being considered evening wear. That's pretty much why people moved to Florida. They got decent job numbers and things like that, but most of the time when people move here, it's like a retirement thing, or they're just starting a new life and they're looking for work when they get there. It is definitely a laid-back state, though. Go to Key West. You'll think there's a city ordinance preventing people from owning footwear that doesn't expose their toes. Florida has been a popular place to move to since forever, so this one's really no shocker. Number 4, Wisconsin. Wisconsin is the next state up, so that's why they moved there, pretty much. A majority of the people moving to the Badger State are families. Like New Yorkers, when they find out they're about to have a kid, they look around and say, I'm not raising my kid in this place. So about 3 weeks after that first ultrasound, they have a moving company all lined up to drop their stuff off somewhere in the Midwest that isn't Illinois, or Chicago more specifically. A lot of the time, that Midwest state is Wisconsin. 14,500 people crossed the Illinois northern border into Wisconsin in 2019, with about 8,000 making their way to the suburbs of Milwaukee. Outside of like downtown and some of the worst parts of Milwaukee, they got some nice suburbs, so that one's easy to figure out why they're doing it. Madison picked up a couple thousand and the rest went rural on us. Number 3, Missouri. The Show Me State shows a lot of people that taxes don't really have to be that high. When they rank the tax burden that residents have by state, Illinois is the 9th worst in the nation, while Missouri came in at number 40. Yeah, so big difference in taxes there. Missouri is a lot like Illinois in many respects. Cost of living isn't one of them. 15,000 people crossed the state line into Missouri in 2019, with about 9,000 making the St. Louis metro area their new home. Columbia and Springfield picked up about 1,000 each, and the rest went out to parts unknown, I guess. Number 2, Indiana. The Hoosier State is another state that shares a border with Illinois, so it's an easy move for a lot of these residents. One thing that isn't easy when moving to Indiana, finding a city that isn't in bad shape and just wrecked with crime. Gary is horrible, Indianapolis should be avoided, and South Bend has so much crime and poverty, you'd think they're trying to steal some of that suckage from Gary, Indiana and Detroit, Michigan. So where did the 16,000 that left Illinois end up? Fort Wayne. Yeah, a lot of people are heading to Fort Wayne these days, and it's not just the people from Illinois. They also landed in a lot of the little small towns throughout the state. But out of the 16,000 that moved from Illinois to Indiana, 7,000 ended up in Fort Wayne, and the rest, like I said, are all those great little small farming towns that are sprinkled throughout Indiana. And number 1, California. What can you say about California that hasn't been said ad nauseum on the internet? The Golden State is still growing, even though they're losing more than any other state. For all its problems, there's a lot of people heading out west. Illinois sent 17,000 people in 2019 to live in the Golden State. In 2020, they're expected to lose over 20,000 people to California. Cost of living is high, housing is insane, and taxes aren't as bad as you might think. They are high, don't get me wrong, just not the worst like everyone thinks. On that ranking I talked about before, the states ranked by taxes, they came in 13th worst. They beat Illinois, who was number 9. So where are these Illinois residents moving to? Silicon Valley and the Bay Area for the most part, up near San Francisco. Yeah, a lot of tech jobs are up there, high-paying tech jobs, so the people from Chicago kind of head in that direction. They're also heading down to San Diego. Almost 5,000 to each, the Bay Area and San Diego. The rest spreading out throughout the state. All right, that's our list. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now you know where everyone from Illinois is heading to. It's mostly Chicago, though. A majority of the residents, yeah, the rural people, they're there for life. It's just the people from Chicago and some of the other cities are the ones moving out. Illinois isn't really a terrible state once you get out of the big cities they have. And I like Chicago anyway, it's not that bad. Anyway, don't forget all the links below. Give the video a big thumbs up. Tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.